And ladies and gentlemen, our next bout of the evening is scheduled for three 3-minute rounds and takes place in the Rocktagon MMA 170-pound weight division. Brought to you by Intimidation Clothing. Introducing your combatants. First, fighting out of the blue corner, please welcome Xavier Nash.
Here comes Xavier Nash from Team Ascension. And this is really a fight I've been looking forward to, Nick. 3-0 in his amateur MMA career, and he has a very tough test ahead of him. But for the time being, Xavier Nash undefeated inside the cage and feeling very good about where he's at in his amateur career.
Absolutely. You two, I met both of these guys. We did get to see David on the last card. Xavier we have not seen yet, but he's got an impressive background, and I know he's really good at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
And also, he comes from a great team in Team Ascension, as we talked about before. They travel very well, and they have a lot of good fighters up there, so everybody's prepared when they come inside the cage. Got a submission victory, had a split decision, done it a couple different ways, has Xavier Nash, and they call him Spartacus.
I like Spartacus, and I like the name Xavier. I just think it's a cool name. I just wish I could use it in Scrabble.
I almost think you don't even need the Spartacus part if your name is Xavier.
You're right.
You know
I know.
what I mean?
With a name like Xavier, it's pretty cool with itself.
Especially, it's very cool when you're undefeated inside the cage.
Absolutely.
Nobody can tell you otherwise. Xavier Nash, only 21 years old, just able to legally buy alcohol. He's already in there beating the hell out of people inside the cage.
However, in Canada, you can do it at 19.
That's true. I've been to Windsor at that age.
Yes. Good day, mate.
It was a long time
wait,
ago. That's Australia.
Oh, my bad. My bad. God, you're smart, Will. That was a joke. It was a reference from Dumb and Dumber. I'm not that ignorant.
It's more like, hey, that was a hell of an uppercut, eh?
Hey, there you go.
And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, please welcome David Kithcart.
And here comes David Bodybagz Kithcart, 1-0 in his amateur MMA career, fighting from Clinton Street Fight Team. Before we tell you more information on him, this is the tail of the tape brought to you by Defense Soap. David Kithcart, 27 years old. Xavier Nash, 21. Kithcart, 5'11" tall. Nash, 5'9". Kithcart, 172.5 pounds. Nash weighing in at 171. Reach advantage goes to Kithcart, 74 inches to the 71 inches for Xavier Nash. And Kithcart, I got to say, unbelievably impressive in his debut. Last time we saw him, he looked like a force to be reckoned with. He's an intimidating looking guy, and he certainly backs it up inside the cage.
Yeah, you know, I think you got mistaken. He's had 2 fights with us.
Excuse me,
Now,
yes.
last one was against Timothy Beanblossom, who we saw fight earlier.
Yes.
And they had a good war. They had a war. And what David learned in this fight is he realized cardio is important. Because
He
cardio,
lost in the decision against Beanblossom.
cardio,
yes.
he said, was his failure. And he said he doesn't want that to happen again this fight. So we're going to see if he's going to put his money where his mouth is tonight.
He certainly has a big frame, and the cardio is important, especially if you're a bigger fighter at your weight class, which he is. Getting ready to enter the cage here and take on two very, very impressive fighters here. 1-1 David Kithcart, 3-0 Xavier Nash, Team Ascension versus Clinton Street Fight Team.
Yeah, 2 great camps and 2 great athletes. I've been looking forward to this one all night.
Before the show, if you're live here at Rocktagon 23, you got to see American Wi-Fi, a great band, and that's what's so great about Rocktagon, kind of changing the game, making it an event, just not a fight. You know, there's bands that play. It's really an all-around event.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next bout of the evening is scheduled for 3-minute rounds and takes place in the Rocktagon MMA 170-pound weight division. Brought to you by Intimidation Clothing. And when the cage door locks, your referee in charge of the action is Rick. 5. It pits 2 undefeated fighters, so someone's O has got to go. Introducing your combatants. First, fighting out of the blue corner, a freestyle fighter standing 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighing in at 171 pounds. He is undefeated inside the cage with a record of 3-0, representing Team Team Ascension. He hails from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Please welcome Xavier Nash. His opponent across the cage to my right, fighting out of the red corner, also a freestyle fighter standing 5 feet 11 inches tall and weighing in at 172 1/2 pounds. He is also undefeated inside the cage with a record of 1-0. Representing Clinton Street Kickboxing and MMA, he hails from the city of Orangeman, Syracuse, New York. Please welcome David Bodybagz Kithcart. 3 rounds, Rocktagon MMA 170-pound weight division.
Here we go, heading up into the cage, 170-pound weight division, the amateur ranks of Rocktagon. Xavier Nash from Team Ascension in the black trunks with the red trim, and David Bodybagz Kithcart in the black trunks with the white trim, touch gloves, and they're ready to roll. Both these guys with home run power. This thing could end very quickly, so don't blink.
Yeah, Kithcart, I remember, he's got strong leg kicks, and you don't want to get kicked by him.
They lock up, and now they're a nice circle around there by Nash, and he's got him up against the cage. And yeah, they traded a little bit, but nobody really landed anything too solid in that first exchange.
No, they both respect each other and each other's power. I noticed that David was circling great. He missed a big right hand because he was circling properly. And I didn't see that maybe in his last fight, but I know he stepped up his game.
Xavier Nash looking for a single leg takedown, but Kithcart doing a good job of sprawling out, making his base very wide, so he's not able to do it.
And that's a lot of energy trying to lift him and then not getting it.
And what Kithcart talked about from his last fight was working on his cardio, and right here he doesn't really need to worry about it. Just breathe easy, and a nice circle around there, gain control, but right back goes Nash. Got him back up against the cage.
Nash is doing a good job. Kithcart would, in a wrestling term, would want an underhook. He could control the position a lot better. He's only got one underhook, and it's a weak one, and that's with his left arm.
Still looking for the takedown is Nash, not able to do it. Kithcart doing a hell of a job keeping his base wide, as like I said, but there goes the takedown, and Nash on top. Kithcart gets him into a little bit of a choke, but nothing too dangerous there, and moving into side control goes Nash.
What Kithcart's got to do right now is stay in a good position.
And that didn't happen for very long. Right into the mount goes Nash. He made quick work of that. He knew exactly where he wanted to go, got into the mount, and now going to start working the body. And if he can push Kithcart down onto the mat and separate, he could do some damage.
Nash is dangerous on top. He's a submission expert. And you don't want to give a submission expert a full body.
And those are big left hands he's landing right there. As you can hear, you got the ambiance mic right up against him. A good right hand there. You can hear Kithcart breathing heavily already from the bottom half, just trying to use some energy and force Nash into a difficult position. But right now he's still in the mount, and now he's working the face with the left hand. Every time Kithcart moves to the other side, he catches a right.
Darned if you do, darned if you don't.
And this is exactly what Nash wants. He's very methodical, another left hand there. And as you said, if Kithcart makes one wrong move, he'll be submitted in the blink of an eye. Right hand there, another right hand. Kithcart trying to force his way out the side, not able to do it. And a nice left hand by Nash, and a right and a left. And now he gives up his back, does Kithcart.
This could be a little bit of trouble. There can't be much time left in the round.
Still working the side of the head is Nash.
Yeah, he's got to keep his chin down and control one arm. But it looks like he just sunk that in deep.
Oh,
10
it is
seconds,
very deep.
Yeah, but even with 10 seconds with this rear naked choke, I don't know if he could hold off.
He's going to try to hold off. I don't know if he's going to be able to.
He might go to sleep. Oh, he got up.
Oh, he made it till the end of the round.
Wow, that's just determination.
Kudos to David Kithcart. Looked like he was dead to rights there. He was able to hold on, and looks no worse for the wear as he stands up and isn't even actually breathing very hard.
Yeah, that was a guy that knew I only had 10 seconds. I'm going to just not tap. And I was interested to see if he was going to stand up or not, because he did have him dead to rights, like you said.
And for those football fans out there, it's just like being a coach and understanding game clock situation and knowing exactly what's happening at the end of a half. Well, you're at the end of the round. You've got to know exactly how much time you have left. You hear that tap, you've got to be aware of it, and you got to know if there's a submission attempt on you. I only have to hold on as we go to the replay and see some of those just absolutely punishing left hands. Follow up with the right there by Xavier Nash, and this is really where he did all the damage.
Yeah, he did. It was, like you said, a very methodical round. what Kithcart has to do is he's got to let his fist fly and not get back into that lower position again.
Some more right hands there as Kithcart tried to escape and gave up his back, and that's where he really almost lost the fight. But kudos to him for hanging on there at the end of the round. And there they are, American Wi-Fi, who put on one hell of a show before Rocktagon 23 tonight. Some young guys who can certainly rock out. You'll be hearing more about them. Facebook.com/American Wi-Fi.
And we just got to see them on the camera. I told you earlier, I was working, and they were warming up, and when they quit, I was so disappointed because I enjoyed them so much.
Very good stuff from them as we start round number 2. David Kithcart, in the black trunks with the white trim. Xavier Nash, who dominated that first round, black trunks with the red trim. And as you said, Kithcart gonna have to do some damage on his feet here.
Yeah, and I see a little more fire in his eye. He realizes, hey, I better start throwing because I'm losing this fight. I just see his eyes look different. He looks a little more focused. He looks a little more springy on his feet. However, his head just did get jerked back on that jab.
He did catch a left hand, and now a great takedown by Xavier Nash once again. He's going to go right back to work. Side control, try to step over to the mount, but a good catch there by Kithcart,
yeah.
Him in a half guard. And if you're Kithcart on your back here and you have him in the half guard,
it's frustrating because it's not where he wanted to be. And he's like, oh, God, here we go again. So, you know, he came out with fire, and this is going to take a lot of wind out of his sails.
If you're Kithcart, are you just basically holding on, trying to get a stand-up from referee Rick Fike at this point, or is there something you can do? And because right back into side control, and you know he's going to try to step over into the mount again.
Well, like you said, he's methodically picking them apart, and it's not one big move at a time. He slowly goes from full guard to side guard to, you know, everything is happening so slowly, but he's always improving position.
And there
just
he goes
like
again.
We said, and he slipped in. He's like a snake. He's always getting better. And if you just lay there hoping for the ref to put you up, you know, he's going to keep increasing your position on you.
There's a reason Xavier Nash is 3-0 in his amateur MMA career, and you're seeing it right here as he's putting on a clinic on the mat against David Kithcart. And he's going to go back to work, a nice right hand there, and a hammer fist with a left hand from Nash.
Yeah.
And as you said, it's crazy because you can't even get that amped up for it. He's doing a ton of damage, and it's almost in slow motion.
Yeah, he's picking his punches. He's got that like little knee on his arm, which is going to stop the, you know, I think referee Fike's going to probably step up in here if Kithcart doesn't start defending himself better.
Gave up his back, and this time it is not the end of the round. He's going to have to really fight with that chin to keep him out from underneath. Maybe the braids will actually help a little bit. I'm not sure if it does.
It doesn't. I don't think it's going to help right here. However, I love Kithcart. He's a good person. And you know what? He's going to go back to the drawing board probably right after this. He's got to be tapped. He's got to. Wow.
Not yet.
God, I love it. I love his fight. Oh my God.
He's got 9 lives.
I just I wrote him off. And David, when you hear this, I apologize. I love you.
Xavier Nash still on top. Kithcart had to give up the back there once again as he's just trying to find a way out from underneath. Nash, who is, as you said, he's like an anaconda. Slowly wraps himself around you, finds the weak point. He's just going to swallow you whole. And now he's going right, left, right to the side of the head of Kithcart. Kithcart trying to turn over, catching some left hand straight to the face, right hands to the ear. 10 seconds to go in the second round.
Yeah, and with that anaconda, I don't want none because he's got guns, hun.
I don't know how to follow that up,
boy.
Except for that's the end of the second round. Kithcart's got some work to do as we head to the third here. Xavier Nash in an absolutely dominating position.
Wow, he's just methodically, like you said, methodically, and I keep harking back to that because that's exactly what he's doing. He looks so calm. It looks like he's been here 1,000 times.
Got to say the level of production, as we see one of the beautiful ring girls here at Rocktagon MMA, is top notch. Really, not too many organizations out there even coming close to matching it. I mean, James Jetta, who's the CEO of Rocktagon MMA, he's produced over 350 live events. Comes from the music industry, and that's where that unique blend of music and MMA come together. And that's why these events are so much fun, Nick. Even working them, there's always entertaining. There's always something going on, as you said.
Yeah, even hours before the fight, I'm entertained, and I was upset when they left the stage.
There we go, back to the replay, and you can see there it is, the right knee of Nash holding down the left arm of Kithcart, leaving him with one arm to defend himself and just delivering those left-handed blows. Kithcart gives up the back. And once again, this is right where you wrote him off. I can't believe Kithcart outlasted the choke attempt twice in this fight.
Yeah, 2 deep chokes, and I can't say enough about Kithcart.
Fans like it.
Yeah.
They're ready to go for round number 3. David Bodybagz Kithcart. He's got some work to do in the black trunks with the white trim. Xavier Nash has this fight in hand already. Will he go for the finish or will he play it safe? We'll find out in round number 3. Black trunks with the red trim is Nash. Rick Fike lets him go at it. They'll touch gloves, and here we go. We're going to finish this bad boy off strong. You got to think Kithcart's corner told him you need to do some damage in the stand-up.
He's got to let his fist fly and just, he's got to go crazy.
And almost instantly, he's locked up by Nash again.
He got smothered, and now he's stuck on the cage. And he's going to slowly, methodically, probably get a single leg. Look, Kithcart's doing a good job. See, you know, changing levels. He's got him locked up. He's going to slowly get this takedown and climb him down. And now Kithcart's not where he wants to be again.
Right back to the same spot he's found himself in all 3 rounds. It goes from this to side control as you see him. Right into the mount. He skipped the middle step this time as Kithcart was bracing for the side control. And that's the sign of a great fighter on the mat when you're able to anticipate what your defender is going to do and counter that.
Xavier is very slick. I'm sure we're going to have him back, and we're going to see him fight maybe for a Rocktagon belt here shortly.
Can't be too far away. He's putting on a clinic here today, and barring a huge mistake, he's going to come out victorious. It looks like he wants to go in for the finish here, though, and he's in the mount once again, looking to posture up, trying to get Kithcart's back down on the mat so he can start to deliver some damage with those hands.
Well, the one time he did go the distance, did Xavier, he did have a split decision. And a split decision's scary because that means one judge didn't think you won. So anytime you could take the fight into your own hands and take it away out of the ref's hands, you should do it.
As Nash grabs Kithcart's face with the left, pulls it over and punches him with the right. Still working the left hand there. Left side of the head at Kithcart. Now he's onto his back, and he's just working left, right, left, and he wraps up underneath. This one's deep.
Okay.
This one is deep.
Let's see if third time's the charm for Xavier Nash, or if David does indeed have his 9 lives.
Well, if he gets out of this one, you can call him David Blaine, not David Kithcart, because that thing is in tight, and he's got it. There it is. There's the tap, and it's over. Rick Fike will end it, and Xavier Nash with an absolute clinic on the mat.
Yeah, rightfully so. Clinic. Good for him. He was poised, and he has been here before.
As the 2 fighters embrace inside the cage, and that was one hell of a fight there by the Canadian Xavier Nash. Xavier Spartacus Nash. I don't want to leave out his nickname. I don't want him to put me in a guillotine when I go in for the post-fight interview. And David Kithcart, that's a good fighter who just got absolutely schooled, and that tells you the level of talent that Xavier Nash is bringing into the cage. And here we go to the replay, and there it was as he rolled him over. Look how deep this is.
Yeah, he's got his back extended. He's got the elbow deep. He's got both legs wrapped around. Kithcart wasn't getting out of this one.
Xavier Nash will improve to 4-0 in his amateur MMA career.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time. 1 minute, 58 seconds of round number 3. Your winner by tap out due to a rear naked choke. And still undefeated inside the cage, Xavier Nash.
All right, I'm here with your winner, Xavier Nash, and you just put a clinic on in there on the mat, man. Was that the game plan from the very beginning, get him to the ground and work him from there?
Yeah, pretty much. I was going to try to stand up a bit and just, I don't know, just had to take it home.
Every single round, you got him down, you were able to move into the mount, finally get his back, and he got out of that thing twice. Were you impressed that you didn't finish him off the first 2 times?
Yeah, he was really, the rear naked was under the chin, like, it felt like it both times, but I don't know, he just got hurt, he wouldn't tap.
Still undefeated. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, got some thank yous?
And I'd like to thank Rocktagon MMA for having this and the matchmakers for lining it up. All my coaches and awesome teammates that made me the fighter I am today.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen. One more big round of applause for your winner, Xavier Nash.